Have you ever Googled someone's name and been shocked at how much personal information pops up? When you register a business, your name and address often ends up in public records, accessible to anyone. That's where an anonymous LLC comes in. And in this video, we'll break down what an anonymous LLC is, which states allow them, the pros and cons, and the steps to form one. What's going on, everyone? My name is Eric Hunsaker, and on this channel, we cut through the fluff to help you make smarter business decisions with clarity and confidence. By the end, you'll know whether an anonymous LLC is the right move for you. Before we talk about starting one, let's define what an anonymous LLC is. So a limited liability company, an LLC, is a business structure that provides liability protection for its owners, which are known as members. And it allows profits and losses to flow through to the members' personal tax returns. In most states, when you form an LLC, you must disclose the names and addresses of the owners or managers in public filings. This information becomes part of the state's business registry, which is often searchable online. An anonymous LLC is an LLC where the members and managers' identities are not listed in the public records. These LLCs operate like regular LLCs in terms of taxation, liability protection, and management flexibility, but they offer a layer of privacy. Typically, the state allows you to list only a registered agent or a nominee on the public filings. The members' identities are kept private unless they are disclosed in a lawsuit or required by a court order. Anonymous LLCs are sometimes called secret LLCs or no-name LLCs, but they are legal and recognized business entities in certain states. States that allow anonymous LLCs. As of 2025, 4 states are widely recognized for allowing anonymous LLCs: New Mexico, Wyoming, Delaware, and Nevada. Let's look at each state's approach and what makes them unique. New Mexico. New Mexico is perhaps the most popular state for forming anonymous LLCs because it offers strong privacy protections at low cost. The state does not require the members or managers to be listed on the articles of organization or in annual reports. Only a registered agent's name and address are required. There are no annual reporting requirements for LLCs in New Mexico, which means you don't have to file periodic reports that could reveal your identity. There's a small filing fee to form the LLC, and there are no annual fees or franchise taxes. These low costs and minimal ongoing compliance requirements make New Mexico a top choice for privacy-minded entrepreneurs. Wyoming is another privacy-friendly state for anonymous LLCs. Like New Mexico, Wyoming does not require members to be listed on public filings. Instead, you list a registered agent, and the state only collects the names of one manager or member on a private basis for its own records. Wyoming offers strong asset protection laws and does not impose a state income tax. The annual fees are relatively low, around $50 per year, and the state requires an annual report with minimal information. Wyoming also uses the use of nominee managers, which can further protect the identities of the true owners. This combination of anonymity, asset protection, and low fees make Wyoming a popular choice. Delaware is known for being a corporate haven, with a sophisticated court of chancery that handles business disputes and a flexible LLC statute. Delaware does not require the names or addresses of members or managers to be listed publicly in the formation documents. However, Delaware does require an annual franchise tax and report, though the report does not list the members' names. The franchise tax for LLCs is relatively low, around $300 per year, but the state has more formalities and fees compared to New Mexico and Wyoming. Delaware's anonymity features, combined with its legal infrastructure, attract many larger companies and investors. Nevada offers anonymity by not requiring members' names on public filings and by allowing the use of nominee officers and directors. Nevada does not have a state income tax, which makes it attractive. However, Nevada's fees are higher than those in New Mexico and Wyoming, and the state has an annual list filing and business license fee that can add up to a few $100s. Nevada is also known for strong asset protection, similar to Wyoming, but the cost can be a deterrent for small businesses. Benefits of an anonymous LLC. Now, why would someone go through the trouble of forming an anonymous LLC? The benefits often center around privacy, safety, asset protection, and professional appearance. Let's explore these in detail. Privacy and protection from harassment. One of the primary benefits is privacy. By keeping your name and address off public records, you reduce the chances of being targeted by harassment, unwanted solicitations, or identity theft. For individuals in sensitive professions like judges, law enforcement officers, or controversial business owners, privacy can be crucial for personal safety. Anonymous LLCs can help protect you from disgruntled customers, clients, or employees who might otherwise find your personal information through business filings, shielding personal assets from public view. Privacy also plays a role in asset protection. If someone is looking for deep pockets to sue, an anonymous LLC makes it harder for them to identify the assets behind a business. While it doesn't provide absolute protection, it can deter frivolous lawsuits and extortion attempts. Keep in mind that anonymity is not a shield against legitimate legal claims. Courts can order the disclosure of ownership information if there's evidence of wrongdoing. Flexibility and tax benefits of an LLC. So anonymous LLCs retain all the benefits of regular LLCs. Limited liability, pass-through taxation, and management flexibility. You can choose to be taxed as a sole proprietorship, a partnership, S corporation, or C corporation, depending on your needs. Pass-through taxation means the business itself doesn't pay federal income tax. Instead, profits and losses flow through to the owner's personal returns. This can simplify taxes compared to a corporation and avoids the possibility of double taxation. Ease of formation and maintenance in the right state. In states like New Mexico, forming an anonymous LLC is straightforward and inexpensive. The state does not require annual reports, which reduces ongoing administrative burdens. In Wyoming, there's an annual report, but it's relatively simple. This ease of maintenance makes anonymous LLCs attractive to small business owners and real estate investors who want privacy without a lot of red tape. Now, if you want help getting your anonymous LLC started, I recommend one of these 3 platforms. The first one is Northwest Registered Agent, and you can get started for as little as $39. Just click the link down in the description next to Northwest to get started. The next one is a big name, and that's LegalZoom. To get started with LegalZoom, just click the link in the description and click on Start My Business. From here, you can click on Limited Liability and click on Start My LLC. From here, you just fill out some short questions and get started. I love LegalZoom because it takes care of everything for you. Again, link for LegalZoom down in the description below. The last one is Tailor Brands. Now, Tailor Brands will not only form your LLC, but they have a lot of other tools too, like branding and marketing assets, which is great if you're just getting started. Links down in the description for Tailor Brands as well. Drawbacks and misconceptions. An anonymous LLC is not a magic cloak of invisibility. There are drawbacks and misconceptions that you should understand before pursuing this structure. First, anonymity is not absolute. Banks, the IRS, and state tax authorities require you to disclose the actual owners when opening accounts or filing tax returns. If your LLC is involved in litigation, the court can order you to reveal your identity. Law enforcement agencies can also obtain ownership information if they have a legitimate reason. In other words, anonymity protects you from the general public, not from the law. Some people mistakenly believe that an anonymous LLC provides total secrecy. That's simply not the case. Compliance with federal regulations. As of 2024, the Corporate Transparency Act, or CTA, requires many LLCs to disclose beneficial ownership information to the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. This federal law aims to combat money laundering and other illicit activities by making it harder to hide ownership behind shell companies. While the information is not public, it must be provided to the government. Failure to comply can result in significant penalties. Anonymous LLC owners must ensure that they meet these reporting requirements. Cost of maintaining anonymity. Keeping your name off public records can require using nominee services or professional registered agents. Some states like Delaware and Nevada have higher annual fees and franchise taxes. If you need to use a nominee manager to sign on your behalf, you'll pay a fee for that service. These costs can add up, particularly for small businesses. Inexpensive, anonymous LLC formation services advertised online may not include all the necessary annual costs or compliance fees. Potential for abuse and legal scrutiny. Because anonymous LLCs have been used in money laundering and fraud schemes, they sometimes draw extra scrutiny. Financial institutions may subject transactions involving anonymous LLCs to additional verification. If your business activities are legitimate and well documented, this shouldn't be a problem, but it's something to be aware of. Operating in a transparent, ethical manner is essential. A step-by-step guide to forming an anonymous LLC. If you decide an anonymous LLC is right for you, follow these steps. The specific requirements vary by state, but here's a look at the general process. Step 1, choose the right state. Decide which state's anonymity rules and fees align with your priorities. New Mexico is ideal for low fees and no annual reporting. Wyoming offers anonymity, strong asset protection, and low taxes, but requires an annual report. Delaware provides anonymity with a robust legal system, but higher fees. Nevada has anonymity and no state income tax, but higher costs. Compare formation fees, annual fees, franchise taxes, and legal environments before choosing. Step 2, hire a registered agent. All LLCs need a registered agent, an individual or company designated to receive legal documents on behalf of the business. For an anonymous LLC, the registered agent's address is what appears appears on public records. Choose a professional registered agent service in the state where you're forming the LLC. They will forward important documents to you without revealing your personal address. Step 3, select a business name. Pick a unique name that meets your state's requirements. You'll need to check the state's business registry to ensure that your desired name is available. Typically, the name must include LLC or a variation to indicate limited liability. Avoid using your personal name if you want to maintain privacy. Some states have rules about words like bank, insurance, or trust, so check those restrictions. Step 4, prepare the Articles of Organization. The Articles of Organization, sometimes called a Certificate of Formation, are the primary documents that officially create your LLC. They typically include the business name, registered agent's name and address, the LLC's purpose, and possibly the duration of the LLC. An anonymous LLC states you do not need to list the members' names. However, you might need to list an organizer or manager. This person can be a nominee or the registered agent. In some states, you can hire a formation service that acts as the organizer to maintain privacy. Step 5, file with the state and pay the fee. Submit your articles of organization to the state's Secretary of State or equivalent office, along with the required filing fee. In New Mexico, the fee is modest. It's around $50. In Wyoming, it's around $100. Delaware's fees is higher, and Nevada's is higher still. Some states offer expedited processing for an additional fee if you're in a hurry. Once the state processes your filing, your LLC is officially formed. Step 6, draft an operating agreement. Even though it isn't always required by law, an operating agreement is a key document that spells out how your LLC will be managed, how profits and losses are shared, and how decisions are made. It clarifies the roles and responsibilities of members and managers. For anonymous LLCs, the operating agreement remains private. It can identify the true owners and provide instructions for what happens if a member leaves, dies, or sells their interest. A well-drafted operating agreement helps maintain privacy while outlining important governance rules. Step 7, obtain an EIN and open a bank account. Apply for an employer identification number, or EIN, from the IRS. The EIN identifies your LLC for federal tax purposes. With your EIN and formation documents, you can open a business bank account. Banks are legally required to verify the identity of beneficial owners, so you'll have to disclose your personal details to the bank. That information is kept confidential, but it must be provided under federal law. Separate your personal and business finances. Using a dedicated business account is essential for maintaining liability protection. Step 8, maintain anonymity through nominees and care. If you want to further shield your involvement, you can appoint nominee managers or members. Nominees are individuals or entities who act on behalf of the real owners. They appear on public documents, while the true owners remain hidden. Nominee services charge fees for this role and sign documents according to your instructions. But be careful. Nominees must follow your directions exactly, and you should have a legal agreement outlining their responsibilities. To maintain anonymity, be mindful of what you share online and how you sign contracts. Use the LLC's name, not your personal name, on public documents. If you sign personally, you might inadvertently reveal your involvement. Some business transactions require personal guarantees or disclosures. Anonymity may not be possible in those cases. So forming an anonymous LLC can be a powerful tool for protecting your privacy while enjoying the benefits of a limited liability company. States like New Mexico, Wyoming, Delaware, and Nevada offer varying degrees of anonymity, cost, and ongoing requirements. The benefits include privacy, protection from harassment, and asset protection. But anonymity is not absolute. Compliance with federal laws like the Corporate Transparency Act is required, and costs for registered agents and nominees can add up. If you think an anonymous LLC might be right for you, evaluate your privacy needs, consider the state's rules and fees, and follow the steps outlined in this video. Choose the right state, pick a business name, file the articles of organization, draft an operating agreement, obtain an EIN, and maintain your anonymity with careful record keeping and nominee services. Also, be sure to consult with legal and tax professionals to ensure that you meet all reporting obligations and stay on the right side of the law. With careful planning, an anonymous LLC can provide you the privacy you desire and the legal protections you need. Thanks for watching, and if you want to get started with any of the LLC formation companies we talked about today, you'll find links for them down in the description below. They help you with everything that we talked about. And these commissions allow us to continue to create free content just like this, and it's one of the best ways you can support the channel. So if you end up using it, we thank you so much in advance. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Here on the LLC channel, we cover everything you need to know about forming, managing, and scaling your LLC or holding company, plus smart tax strategies and business tips to help you grow. So So be sure to subscribe. Other than that, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.